Hi guys, if you are new here, my name is Jalicia and welcome to my channel, and if you are not, welcome back. And I am so sorry that it's been a while since I posted a video. I don't know, I kind of just got a little lost in the sauce. I am now back in New York. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope that everybody is safe. I hope that everyone is healthy at this point. I know it's a lot kind of going on around the world. So I just hope that everybody is kind of just staying positive and, you know, keeping their head up. So basically today, I will be wrapping up the whole FIT series. This is a bit long overdue, but I have received multiple questions. You know, some people still ask me questions about, you know, like ITM and how it's been after I graduated. So this is gonna be just a little tiny Q&A. So I'm gonna be responding to a few questions that people had, and then I'm just gonna be talking about how it was finding a job after, and yeah, so that is really about it, and let's get into this video. So first, I am going to be doing the Q&A. So let's start with this girl. She actually DM'd me in August, and I seen it super late, and I'm like, okay, you know what, I'm also gonna address the answers to her questions in a video, because so many people may also have the same questions. Okay, so she said, what did you do with your major and what classes stood out to you? And what did you do throughout your years of FIT? ITM, International Trade and Marketing, and that major is actually very wide. You can go into sourcing, you can go into production, you can obviously go into marketing. So those, I think, in my opinion, are the big three. And anything kind of in between those. So so I actually applied for a lot of the production jobs. So I actually work as a production assistant. So basically, I communicate with the factories every day. I basically make sure that the ticketing is correct. Labels on, you know, on the cartons are correct, you know, the destination is correct. Just make sure that everything lines up with the purchase order that we have on file, basically. So it's a very detailed job. It's very detailed, but you do speak with the factories every day. Like, I speak to them every single day. I speak to some of them more than I speak to my friends, basically. So yeah, so I am a production assistant in the fashion industry. And what classes stood out to me? So I'm gonna have to say my global sourcing classes. Like, that is really gonna help you a lot in the production field. I think that class is like very, very, very important. Global sourcing is very important. International marketing is very important. For global sourcing, oh man, I forgot her name, but she was so cool, and she was just like so like straightforward. She was a professor, but she actually works as a sourcing manager. I think her name is Yelena. And she is just super cool. She really knows the industry, obviously, because she is a manager, and she's so awesome and just like knowledgeable. So I really do recommend her. I don't know if there's anyone else who even teaches global sourcing, but that class would basically teach you like if you want to start a business or like anything like that in the future, then some of the things that you did learn in class that you can apply, because you're basically, if you want to make jewelry, then it's kind of teaching you how to go out and how to find a supplier that's going to source the jewelry, if you're not hand making it yourself. So that taught me a lot about my job that I have right now, and also gives you insight on just how the whole operation runs with certain brands, and finding a supplier, and then the MOQ, and just the quality of the factory, and how it should be run, and just stuff like that. And then with international marketing, that class was amazing. The professor that I had was Mark Grays, and he is like so awesome. He's so cool. He's actually one of my favorite professors. I learned so much from him, and it's just, they're so knowledgeable that I feel like it's kind of like you have like another mentor, and I would ask him like a lot of questions, just in general about the industry and like all of that, and they really do help you. I really don't have a bad experience with a teacher. Like, I had a teacher that was like, didn't really care for her, but that was honestly just, I think, only 1 or 2 out of the 2 years that I went to FIT, and out of the how many semesters did I do? 2 or 3 semesters a year. I don't know. I remember. But I had a lot of teachers. Another class that is great is fashion law, and I don't remember his name, but he was so cool. Damn. Let me see if I can go in my email, and maybe I'll find it. Okay, so for fashion law, the professor that I had was Guillermo Jimenez, and he was a really cool professor as well. I think fashion law is important, for your job, and also, if you want to start a business. It talks about trademark infringement. It talks about what's a counterfeit versus a knockoff, just like all that kind of stuff. Oh, I'm gonna add him on LinkedIn. He's just super cool, man. Yes. So those classes really stood out to me. Man, I feel like, am I missing something? I don't think so. I definitely think that the global sourcing, international marketing, and another big one is sustainability and merchandising. That was also a really, really good class. My minor was actually ethics and sustainability. So it's funny because I feel like ITM, it teaches you a lot about other businesses, but at the same time you can really apply a lot of what you're learning into your own business, and that was very important to me, because I always knew that eventually I did want to own my own business, but I knew that in order for me to fund my business, I would have to get a decent salary job. So I I knew I didn't want to be in retail, so like my other option was to be in an office. So that was my main goal, to get salary so I can save up so I can start my own business. So when I was being taught a lot of these things, I was more so applying it in a way to if I opened up my own business. But once you're in an office and you're working for another business, you're really in the back end of everything. So you really do kind of see what's going on, and things that you're taught, you really do kind of use it at your work. Or if you don't use it, then it'll pop up here and there and you'll be like, oh, I remember this, because this is something that you were studying for about 2 years. And I mean, it is a lot of information, but if you really like the fashion industry and you really want to deeply know the ins and outs, then there are a lot of things that you're going to grasp onto that you don't even know that you even knew that up until it pops up at your workplace if you're in the fashion industry. So yes, okay, so that's that. And then throughout my years of FIT, I studied abroad. I worked a retail job, which is also important because if you're going to work in the fashion industry in like an office or like corporate or anything like that, they do like to know that you have retail experience, which is, I guess. But I guess it's just so all sides of the business, so you know how customers think and what like customers want, and just like I guess to put yourself in the shoes of the customer in a way. So basically, while going to FIT, I worked a retail job. I did an internship towards my last semester of FIT, and I also studied abroad in Shanghai, in China, so which was really crazy. Yes, so basically I hope that I did answer your questions. So the classes that stood out to me were international marketing with Mark Gray's, global sourcing with Yelena, I can't pronounce her last name, and fashion law by Guillermo Idmenes. So off the top of my head, those are the ones that really stood out to me, and that I really applied to a lot of things, my job, outside of my job. Okay, yes, and her name is Kababi on Instagram. So Kababi, I hope that really answered your questions. And then also for internships, yes, at FIT they do help you out with internships, but for some reason I wasn't getting that much luck with it. So I kind of I had to land like an internship on my own. So how I landed the internship at FIT was actually, oh yeah, and with my sustainability merchandising class, that's actually a fourth class that's like very important to me. The teacher was amazing. I forgot her name. I think it's Anne. She has short hair, and she's like a tiny lady. She's like so sweet, and she just knows so many people in the industry, like so many people. Like I really wonder if her husband is like an actor or something, because she just knows so many people. But anyways, so yeah, so in sustainability, in merchandising, oh damn, I forgot what the hell I was gonna say. Oh, yes. So my internship. How I landed my internship was actually a speaker came in. A speaker came in into my sustainability merchandising class, and so I really liked their brand message and what they stood for. And so I actually asked her, what's his email and everything like that. And then I basically contacted them and I said, like, hey, you spoke at this class, and so I'm interested in like interning for you guys because I really love what you stand for. And the internship, it was unpaid, and I did it for about, I think, maybe 3 or 4 months. But I mean, I really got good experience, and I feel like an internship is just nice to have in your back pocket. And I did do it more towards the production and like a little bit of the market. So internships, they are important. So I suggest that if you aren't getting any luck with any FIT internships, then I suggest that you branch out and really try to find something on your own. If it's unpaid, take it, because it's gonna look good on your resume, and you basically just want things that are gonna make you stand out, and that's gonna make you look good. Because just imagine, like, if people at FIT who are interning at maybe Vogue or maybe Louis Vuitton, or like, it's so much competition. And then not to mention you have Parsons, and Parsons is basically neck and neck like with FIT. But I feel like, in my opinion, Parsons is really technical. So so you are competing, you know what I mean? And I say that a lot because it's true. So you really have to do all you can, and you really have to grind it out and do as much opportunities as you can that's going to make you look good. So I do suggest that you do a ton of like anything extra. I also was a part of the Blush magazine club, because the first thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to be an editor, in the beginning of me kind of going to FIT, like in the very beginning. But I kind of seen how much they make, and that kind of discouraged me. But I used to really like writing, and so I don't know, I joined the Blush magazine just so I can write. It's a little weird because I never really made it into the meetings. Like, I think I went to a meeting maybe one time, and I think it was like towards the end. But I just love writing, so I'm like, I'll write about this and this, and then I'll just write and I'll just like do my thing. And it was good because I had a platform where my articles got published, so I thought that was cool. But yeah, there's just so many opportunities, and you really just have to make sure that you're trying to stay as active as you can in the school. But yeah, there's no comparison. If you want to be in fashion, and you're in the New York area, or you're thinking about coming to the New York area, then FIT and Parsons is definitely a no-brainer. I don't know if Parsons have any business programs, but FIT has the international, fashion business program, which is, very specific. But yeah, so yep, I recommend, and yeah, so that's my advice. So basically do everything that you can to be, active or to show that you're doing extra other than your work. So, you know, a job, studying abroad, even if, you know, if you do like a practicum, which is like you are abroad, but it's only like for about 2 to 3 weeks. So just make sure that you're active. So, you know, all I gotta say for that one. Well, not all I gotta say, because that was a long ass essay that I just said. Fire truck. I'm from New York. New York. I saw you here. New York. Naja M commented on my last FIT video, and she asked, can you share a little more about your experience in ITM? Do you know what you want to do with the degree? Did you feel the courses prepared you for what you want to do? Any suggestions on interesting electives and professors? So I basically answered that in the first question. Yes, you know, my degree, it did prepare me for what I'm doing now, for sure, and for all aspects, for job and for my future endeavors that I do have set up and planned. And I did let you know about the professors in my last in my previous question. So yes, so that is it. All right, so for the next part of this video, okay, so basically I wanted to address how it was trying to find a job after graduating. Basically, I started applying and I started interviewing for jobs probably, I would say, a month and a half before my graduation. And I think I went on maybe two interviews before I graduated, and maybe 3 interviews after. And I will say that it is such an experience, because this is your first job out of college, and I would be so nervous. I mean, sometimes I wouldn't even know what questions to ask. Sometimes I didn't even know how to answer questions properly. Like, I would, you know, try to be natural, but it's like you kind of feel like there's like so much kind of like writing on it. So I would say, and it's, you know, also great advice that my godfather gave me, and he was like, you know, you're gonna get better. Your first few interviews, you know, of course it's not going to be amazing because you don't really have the hang of it. But once you get to your 3rd interview, your 4th interview, it's going to go a lot smoother. So, you know, to be nervous and all that is fine. I would say just to, you know, be, you know, yourself on the interview, and also ask them a few questions, maybe about just like, you know, benefits and like company culture, and, you know, like how it is in the office, and everything like that. But yeah, so I started applying a month and a half before my graduation. I went on about 3 interviews, and I would say, if you guys are, you know, double checking or kind of nervous about your resume, please go speak to Professor Pomerantz, because she is amazing. And I remember going to her and I was like, I'm looking, like, I mean, anytime I really felt like I don't know, like things just wasn't kind of like going right, I would talk to her. And she is so great, and she would really like talk to you and really like try her best to help you. Like, I went to her office several times, and I would tell her, like, I'm like, hey, I'm applying for jobs, but I don't see a lot of options for students who don't have any experience. And she kind of like was like, okay, actually no, like, this brand actually has it, this brand has it, this brand has it. And she was like, and let me see your resume. And we went over my resume, and she really like helped me out a lot. A matter of fact, I will try. I don't really know how I can do it, but I really want to also like help anyone who is watching. I kind of want to put the template that she really helped me with down below, so you guys can just like fill in the information. But like how the resume is set up, it was like definitely her advice. And honestly, after I changed my resume, I was getting emails and callbacks like that. So yes, but basically, long story short, I actually landed my job 3 weeks after graduation, and I don't know, that's something that I'm very proud of, because around that time, a lot, I had, just a couple worries from my family members, because I don't know, at the time, they just felt like jobs were like so hard to find. They're like, these students, like, it's taking them months or even like a year to even find a job with no experience. But I was like, listen, I went to China, okay? Like, someone is gonna hire me. Like, it is gonna happen, and so I would apply, and I didn't wait. Like, I know some people, they take 6 months off, they take like a year off, and I was like, nah, man. I'm like, I need dollars, I need money, like, yeah. Yeah, I got my job within 3 weeks, and it's a really good company. I have a really good team. Like, I feel really lucky for that to have been, my first job. And I remember even when I first started there, a lot of people was like, oh my god, this is your first job? Like, you're so lucky that you're like here with this like kind of company as your first job. And I was like, yeah. But at the same time, I was like, I deserve it. So I ain't surprised. I ain't surprised, because I worked really hard for it. But your hard work is definitely gonna pay off, and you just have to be proactive, I would say, and also have a cover letter. So don't forget the cover letter, and I think it will be okay. So yeah, so I found a job quickly, and I feel like if you went to FIT, if you went to Parsons, you have a great chance of finding a job. You really do. So I don't want you guys to worry about it. You will definitely find something. And then especially if you have some extra experience. It doesn't have to be as extensive, as mine. But I definitely recommend an internship. I definitely recommend a practicum or studying abroad. If you can't afford the practicum or the study abroad, definitely an internship or two. So yeah, I mean, it was definitely worth it for me to go to FIT. You learn a lot of things, and the things that you learn can be applied to your own endeavors, which is, very important to me. And I really, I do recommend it. If anyone is looking for a fashion business program, I do recommend the ITM program. And yeah, I think that's about it. And I think this video is gonna be the last one to wrap up everything. You guys feel free to hit me up on Instagram if you have any questions. I hope that I see it in a timely manner. I'm gonna be checking now because I really try to kind of stay off Instagram. All in all, I do recommend the school. I did not have an issue finding a job after graduating from the school. I found my job in 3 weeks. I went on several interviews before, which I'm sure I probably didn't get because the interview was not good, because I was probably so nervous. And so yeah, so I've been at the same company that I landed the job. So it's been about a year and 4 months since I've been at this job, and yeah, so I don't really have any complaints about it. And yeah, so I wish you guys all the luck. You guys, will do great. Oh, and then last thing, FIT, I think is also a great tool that you can have in your back pocket. For my own endeavors, I have reached out to people in certain departments for advice and for help. So, and you also get to keep your student email after, which I think is great, because if you're trying to contact someone, they'll probably be a little reluctant to answer you back, but if you use that student email, then they'll see okay, she's actually a student who went to FIT, so she's not a crazy person, And then once you also have the FIT email, if you ask a professor something, maybe about business or just any advice, then they will definitely answer to you, because they know that you are a FIT student or a FIT graduate. So it really is a great tool, to have. It's just a great school all in all. So okay, so I'm done talking. I feel like I told you guys a whole bunch of information. I really hope that this helped. And, thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you so much for your patience. And I will see you guys next time. Much blessings and much love and much health. And peace out.